Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty interesting news going on over here where Microsoft is now confirming the big drama between Sony, PlayStation, and Xbox, where apparently now Sony has gone now on official court record that they have somehow been blocking and kind of basically just being like a huge, I guess, stone wall, brick wall when it comes to them actually being able to go and sell other various games. Now, it's very intriguing to go and see this too because we've been seeing this back and forth drama between the two big game companies, and that's kind of a big thing to go and know because, well, people always want more exclusives, and obviously they want more games coming out here on Xbox, but at the same time, it kind of seems like Sony's been being a really big detriment towards those plans and, well, basically making it a lot harder for all of them to kind of deal with this. So I kind of want to go talk about this, talk about the drama, and of course, give you guys all a nice little happy Christmas as well if you guys celebrate or gonna care, and as well, would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. As well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, or $500 giveaway itself. Maybe I'll announce it maybe tomorrow as well, or you might even have the winner as of today. So make sure you guys get your last limited subscriptions on, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. We also do have the Amazon links down below, Target links down below, and Twitter and Twitch. I'd love to have you guys go follow. We'll probably maybe do a little holiday quick stream too as well with some boozy booze, so let's go dive on in. So as I mentioned, there's been a lot of information coming out in these proper court cases. What we mean by that is, let's go and say you have Microsoft. They have to be, by court of law, proving specific, like backable comments. Like basically you can't go throw like an allegation when it comes to big court. It has to be truthful, and sometimes you get a lot of leaks because they may have to go and think that these leaks might be more important when it comes to their court case. And now this kind of goes back to even more bigger drama where it seems like Microsoft has now been confirming that Sony has been blocking certain game publishers and developers from being able to be made and basically sold on the Xbox consoles. And now this kind of goes even more back and forth because Sony does not want to lose Call of Duty and all these other various games. Xbox is trying to be more open, but at the same time, you have all these other big case in points, so legal law has to go debate it. So let's go talk about this, where Microsoft confirms that Sony has blocked these 4 games from hitting Xbox forever. Silent Hill 2, that's a huge one. Absolutely, without a doubt, that's a huge one. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, at this point, the first one's a little bit dated with the DLC, but when Part 2 comes out, I'm sure they'll have a huge resurgence, and obviously, Final Fantasy VII is one of the biggest, if not the actual biggest, Final Fantasy VII game, or Final Fantasy game in general. And as well, apparently even more games are being held by hostage, and Xbox is finally going and calling these on out and mentioning these in the court of law because they're not happy with this whole situation. So the kind of really big highlight points on this, of what you need to know. Microsoft is wrestling with 3 major regulators over its attempt to acquire Activision Blizzard. As part of the proceedings, Microsoft has revealed that Sony has set up an exclusive deals for these third-party games on purely for PlayStation. It seems like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy 16, and Silent Hill 2, which I think are all going to be really big games and kind of also in their own unique niche genres, will actually apparently never hit Xbox, despite the associated publishers' silence on the matter. So it basically kind of seems like it's almost more of like a backroom deal, where they're trying to be like, hey, all these games are locked in. All these games are going to happen for PlayStation, Xbox. You're not my buddy for the past 20 years. You know, we kind of do some pretty good sales. A lot of people like the PlayStation and Final Fantasy mix, you know, JRPGs or whatever. Yeah, I don't even try to bother Xbox. So Microsoft also listed From Software's Bloodborne as an example of a third-party developed game that has also been blocked from non-PlayStation platforms, which could imply that the OFT requested Windows PC port is also out of the question too. Sony has been friendlier towards PC though in these recent years, though, so they're kind of keeping the hopium closed for that one. So that's kind of the overarching thing where it does kind of seem like confirmed through court documents that they do not want to go and basically allow these games to happen. So basically yesterday, Microsoft published the response to the United States FTC over the lawsuit. And there may be a few videos on this just because there's so much information with it. This is skewing its odd position of wanting to protect the market leader over consumers. Microsoft published a similar response to the UK CMA as well as a couple of months ago, and seemingly confirmed that what many of us already expected was true. When Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced, it was revealed as a timed exclusive, complete with a countdown timer as to how long it would remain exclusive to PlayStation. This led many Xbox fans to expect Final Fantasy VII Remake would eventually at some point, like, you know how some games have like a 1-year cycle, where basically it'll show up on PlayStation or show them on Xbox right afterwards. A lot of fans were kind of assuming that was going to go and happen, but apparently it just never did. And, well, people were pretty disappointed, and it kind of goes to show that, well, Xbox wants to go and push things for Sony. And also, did my camera just end up tying again? I don't know what's up with my camera half the time nowadays over here, but we'll have to make sure we fix that whenever we go take our nice little break. Does it show up on the big one? No? Okay, whatever. Anyway, on that note, basically when it comes to all this drama, it goes and shows that basically people want to go and make sure they can get the game. Like, they're excited. They want to play the game. They want to make this experience happen. But for some odd, weird reason, it just doesn't work. And I mean, I guess I kind of know why now with these court docs, is that Sony just doesn't want to go and allow this stuff to happen. And it's kind of crazy too, because these are huge games. Like, Final Fantasy is one of the biggest games out there at the end of the day. So basically this one, a lot of folks are kind of blaming these timed exclusivity periods only to PC versions as well, because it's apparently on Steam itself, but just not available for Windows. So in addition to having outright exclusive content, Sony has also encountered into arrangements with third-party publishers which require the exclusion of Xbox from the set of platforms these publishers can distribute their games on. So while PlayStation wants to get these proper game sales, they're also trying to go and push the idea that other game companies such as maybe Nintendo, maybe Steam, depending on the time frame, or as well Xbox mainly, may not be able to go and sell these games, and they may not be able to go make money off of them in the first place, which is very crazy to see. And though we've kind of somewhat assumed that they were exclusives, it just was never 100% confirmed. So basically, Xbox from the set of platforms where these publishers can distribute their games is apparently not on the list. Some prominent examples from these agreements include Final Fantasy VII Remake, Bloodborne, the upcoming Final Fantasy 16, and also recently Silent Hill 2 Remastered from Bloober Team. So it does kind of seem like PlayStation is intentionally blocking out Xbox. So while there have been some slivers of hope that Final Fantasy VII Remake will be coming over here to eventually on Xbox, or same with Final Fantasy 16, it seems like this oft overlooked passage from October's CMA filings may go and completely get rid of that rumor. Or it kind of seems like they're maybe pretty much locked on in, and they are just trying their best not to allow this stuff to go and happen, which is kind of a sad thing to go and think about and consider, because, well, there's a lot of Xbox fans who enjoy JRPG games and enjoy gaming as a whole, so seeing all this is kind of a little bit of a disappointing factor at the end of the day. It's actually really sad. And as well, Final Fantasy VII Remake is an excellent action RPG reimagining of a classic 90s JRPG game with infectious combat mechanics and dozens of hours of nostalgic exploration to partake in. Final Fantasy 16 is also looking rather excellent too, and Bloober's team Silent Hill 2 Remake will also be probably pretty big, just based on how big the Silent Hill IP even is. And well, obviously, it's been a long time. Kojima tie-ins too is going to stay in the news, and I'm sure there's going to be so much stuff being brought up for that one. So the sad thing is that Xbox may not actually go get these games because, well, it kind of stinks. Like, PlayStation might be completely game blocking them, and they may not want these, Xbox gamers to have a chance to play the game. And now this is not necessarily a good thing on either side, but I think it kind of goes and highlights the fact that a lot of these game companies are, well, kind of just scheming all over the place. Like, Xbox wants their exclusive, sure. They paid for their game companies. But then PlayStation's also trying to keep these closet game announcements and game-like connections also on the low-key side. So as we see this, it kind of goes and inhibits the actual PlayStation argument that PlayStation needs these games, because apparently they have 5 huge AAA connection games that are already locked on in that are not going to be allowed on Xbox from their exclusivity deals and all the other progress in between. And now I do want to say that that is kind of a big thing to go and note, because that, once again, weakens PlayStation's argument. Now, I'm usually kind of more of a pro PlayStation guy, but I like to be kind of objective when I need to be. And this does kind of seem like really bad information coming out that PlayStation does not want to play as a fair game, does not want to go and give out games for gamers and basically go and grow the gaming industry. And as well, it does kind of seem like Xbox has some pretty valid points. And if they want to try to maintain a few of these own games after they spent $70 billion, it kind of makes it seem a little bit more likely that they should be able to do it at the end of the day. So I'm very intrigued because we keep on seeing more and more information with this, and I would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. And as well, if you guys want to give me your nice little holiday rundown of how your holiday's been going so far, feel free to, or go and swing by the Twitch stream. We might do a really quick little mini stream with some drinks and chill for the holiday vibe. So make sure you guys are subscribed with your last minute subscriptions on in, put on the notifications for the channel. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. We have the Amazon sign up links down below too as well, and the Target links. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. I hope you guys are all going to have a fantastic, lovely holiday season.